I'm curious, do any of you have any idea on what prejudice is? It's where people feel negatively towards you, whether it be age, religion, sexuality, culture, etc. There are a lot of issues that have involved prejudice, particularly these three: race, disability, and sexuality. Sorry. The reason I know this all too well is because my fellow Native Americans have suffered from this, even though I didn't receive any. In other words, it's because of experience, point of view, and understanding that I know this very well. Stuff like this keeps happening again and again, and I'm getting very sick of it. You want to know why? Well, I'll tell you right now. There are many people across the world who suffered from prejudice, like Native Americans, Asian Americans, African Americans, etc. Native Americans had suffered from this for centuries. They go through this on a daily basis, all because they're different from us. Sooner than later, the prejudice got worse and worse to the point where they got assaulted, whether it be in person, face to face, or social media. We should accept them for who they are and not what they look like. They're human beings just like us, so we should treat them as such. You guys already know this. I'm a Native American, 1/4 at least. However, I didn't receive any prejudice, so I shouldn't be prejudiced towards whites because it would make me no better than them. Best thing to do is just move on. Next, we have disability. And many people are being treated like garbage all because they're physically and or mentally challenged. There have been times where they can't handle the pressure, so they kill themselves or they cut themselves off from society in hopes they never get hurt again. Okay, throughout my entire life, I've met people who have less or more limbs than a normal person. This one time when I was at the swimming pool years ago, I met a man who had 2 fingers on one hand and on his right arm, there was this weird dangling flesh coming off his shoulder. Well, I didn't make fun of him. I mean, I thought it was unique, you know. It made me respect him for his perseverance throughout the hardships in his life. As for those who are mentally challenged, they never asked to be stupid or have some kind of mental disorder. The reason they're like this is because of the complications of their birth or some outside force several years after their birth. For example, my brother Justice, the day that he was born, he suffered from pneumonia, which killed him. Took 5 shots with a defibrillator to bring him back, but the pneumonia killed almost all of his brain cells. But he's doing an awesome job with his life. Seriously. The reason I know, okay, but even so, this shouldn't matter because, well, we should be helping them out, not insult them or do something terrible to them. As you already know, I have ADHD and autism. Also, you already know my friends would treat me differently if they found out. At least that's how I felt, but I told them anyway, and they accepted me. If there are any people who are not okay with this, then go ahead and insult me. Your words mean nothing to me if you're just going to insult people. Finally, we have sexuality. Okay, there have been U.S. states and nations around the world that have banned same-sex marriages and relationships because they're not natural and disgusting. Gays, lesbians, and sometimes bisexuals suffered from a lot of prejudice by this. However, I don't think this is wrong. I think gays, lesbians, and bisexuals should be in marriages and relationships because it's their right. They shouldn't be going through this on a daily basis for being weak and different. What I mean by that? Well, if a man is gay, well, they would oftentimes be called pansies. We should accept this. Accept them for who they are and not take away their rightful happiness. If there are any people who aren't okay with this, the very least they can do is accept it. For those who want to say anything against this, they can talk to me, although they won't like the results. Okay, are there any questions from the audience? No? Going once? Going twice? Sold. Well, You have no idea how glad I am right now that I told you what prejudice is, what kind of people have been through for being different, and how they shouldn't suffer from this. If any of you want, go on social media right now, spread the word on how we should end prejudice once and for all. For now, I'm Jeremiah Posey, and I hope to tell you guys more about anything soon. See you later.